becomes a phenomenon all over the world, it's a wonderful thing. It just makes you feel good that you can touch the culture in that way. It sort of gives one, as a director, you get a certain confidence from that.
One day I read an article on quantum physics and parapsychology, and I thought, wouldn't it be great to marry this concept in a fantasy that there could actually be equipment that would enable one to, entrap a phantom spirit.
Oh, nice shooting, Tex.
Then when they came to me with the Ghostbuster concept, I just finished directing National Lampoon's Vacation, the first one. And I really looked forward to working with Bill and Danny and Ivan on this one. I love the premise, and Ivan and I really saw eye to eye on how to reshape the script.
I thought for this movie to be successful, that it was important for us to sort of really believe in the occurrences. If you just tell someone, by the end of the movie, there's this marshmallow man who's 150 feet tall and he's walking down Central Park West, you can't believe it. So you have to try to figure out a series of steps that will allow that believability to occur. How we achieve that is by starting them in a very sort of mundane, realistic situation. They work at a university, they're scientists, they're not doing particularly well, they get kicked out, and they decide to set up a business themselves.
Personally, I like the university. They gave us money and facilities. We didn't have to produce anything. You've never been out of college. You don't know what it's like out there. I've worked in the private sector. They expect results.
And it's dealing with all those things in the sort of first act of the movie that makes you sort of believe in the truth of it.
I believe that everything happens for a reason. I believe that we were destined to get thrown out of this dump. For what purpose? To go into business for ourselves.
It wasn't difficult striking a balance between the scary stuff and the comedy, because so much comedy comes out of tension and fear anyway.
I finally showed my 8-year-old son the Ghostbusters movies. I'd waited to show them to him, and my 4-year-old tagged along, and I wanted them to like the movie, but I didn't want them to be too scared. And they both really liked them both and saw them over and over. And at one point, my 4-year-old finished watching Ghostbusters 2 and turned to me and said, "Dad, you're a really good scientist." I thought that was the highest compliment of all.
Yeah, he is a good scientist, a great writer.
I collect spores, molds, and fungus.
My kids have pretty well liked all my movies. I remember how excited they were when they saw it. There was something very special about the film, and it touched children in a very special way.
Somebody blows their nose and you want to keep it.
Come on.
He slimed me.
Both the children who are of age to watch movies have seen both movies. Yeah, and they love Slimer, obviously. They've asked me, do I believe in ghosts, and are ghosts real? And I can't lie to them, and I have to tell them that I do believe, and I do believe they're real. I guess what's funny is their wide-eyed response. They're expecting me to say, well, no, it's just a movie, but I'm not going to say that to them because I respect their intelligence and their perception as little beings, and this is a part of our culture and the physics of our planet is that people do really leave bioelectric residues behind when they go. I guess it was kind of funny to see the kids' reactions when I actually sat them down and talked to them about it. Now they're fascinated by it as little researchers, and they love to hear ghost stories, and they will be equipped for some of the revelations that we're about to see in the new millennium.
What he means is Old Testament, Mr. Mayor. Real wrath of God type stuff. Fire and brimstone coming down from the skies. Rivers and seas boiling.
40 years of darkness, earthquakes, volcanoes.
Dogs and cats living together. Mass hysteria.
Even if they're not real, and take the premise that they're not real, well, they're very real in our culture, in our folklore.
Heck, my grandma used to spin yarns about a spectral locomotive that would rocket past the farm where she grew up.
They're as real as fairies were 100 years ago. Today, aliens have replaced fairies, and you see them on bumper stickers and in shops, and you see the alien head, and you know about abductions, and everyone knows about Roswell. And whether it happened or not, or whether this is going on or not, it is part of our folklore, and I find that interesting from a sociological standpoint.
You know what it could be? Past life experience intruding on present time.
Could be erased memories stored in the collective unconscious. It would rule out clairvoyance or telepathic contact either.
That's fine. I don't believe in any of those things.
Well, that's right. I don't either.
And all of Murray's exchanges with Sigourney were great, because he was playing that kind of coy romantic thing while also being naughty, and as only Bill could do.